There are times as a referee when showing some common sense and a relaxed attitude makes sense in terms of man management. And this is one of those times. The coin toss was carried out correctly, albeit in a roundabout way. So take no action and start the game after you've asked for your coin back.
Welcome back. Never mind the answer to that quiz question. The main one was, did you spot the deliberate mistake in the first half of the show? These guys did. Hursty and Halsey, they both spotted the deliberate mistake, but did you, when I was talking about the Republic of Ireland-France game? Shane Duffy got sent off, correct. Not Shane Long. So there's my mistake. Absolutely.
Hursty, get in that chair, will you?
There's my human error for, mind you, I'm only here for 20 minutes, so it's not very good, that one error in 20 minutes. Let's talk about that game, though, because it was an offence outside the area, for which, for denying a scoring opportunity, Shane Duffy got a red card. Nicola Rizzoli was the referee. Obviously, it was correct. Yeah. Had it occurred, because they've changed this interpretation or ruling now, had it occurred inside the area, would it have been red or not?
In my opinion, it still would have been red, because the player has got to make a genuine attempt to play the ball for it to be a penalty and a yellow card. Now, in my opinion, Duffy did not make a genuine attempt to play the ball. He's not going to get the ball. He clearly took the man out. But you know, who was it? Griezmann, wasn't it? He was going through, ball at his feet. He's coming from behind and just taking his legs. In my opinion, that would have been a red card had it been in the penalty area. Because remember, the law says he's got to make a genuine attempt to play the ball. And my opinion was he didn't.
Okay, and of course, if it's a grappling offence as well, and it's inside the area denying a scoring opportunity, that is red, isn't it?
It's still a red card. And a holding offence is a red card. A handball, deliberate, denying a goal scoring opportunity, is still a red card.
That's a positive move, isn't it? To
yeah, I think where we're going to see problems next season is obviously in interpretation. Has he made a genuine attempt? Has he not made a genuine attempt?
That's always going to be the problem, isn't it? The interpretation of the rule. And
absolutely.
You know, we're still going to get players going through on goal, bring them down outside the box, red card, free kick. Inside the box, alters it a little bit, penalty, more chance of scoring. Denied him a goal scoring opportunity, get the red, but you have denied it. You may get away with it. Certainly last minute of games, 0-0. It's going through, keep it at 0-0.
I think that law's come in for the actual, when players are side by side, and he generally makes attempt from the side to try and win that ball. And I think that's coming. And for the goalkeeper as well.
Players know now that if it's not a genuine attempt, you're walking.
That's it, yeah.
So they know what they're doing before they make the tackle, and the referee's got his no option.
I still think Rizzoli would have sent Duffy off had that still been
in the area.
But I was disappointed, because the commentary said, if that had been inside the box, it had only been a yellow card and the penalty would have been given. But that for me, that's not the case. They've got that totally wrong.
Rob Harris on RefCam was full of praise for Rizzoli. The referee is obviously a big game referee anyway. He's had loads of big games. 2 big calls correct, he said. Excellent, outstanding. Could only question Ireland being denied a corner on one occasion. So if you're only talking about that.
He's absolutely spot on. But then that led from that corner, then they went up, I think they went straight up the other end, and that ended up in the sending off.
But that's like Sod's Law, isn't it?
Well, it is, yeah, but, you know,
what about making decisions,
that's right.
The right and the wrongs.
That's right, that cost.
It's a wrong decision.
It's a wrong decision. And what I can't understand is the official behind the goal, the additional referee.
Don't get me started.
But listen, Hursty, the additional referee behind the goal, he has to have a clear view of that, even if Rizzoli's blocked by a player outside the box. What's the reserve referee, official behind the goal? What's he looking at? What's he looking at? You can clearly see it's a corner.
My point exactly of why they're there.
Yeah, I'd be embarrassed.
I can't understand why.
I think if I was standing there, I'd be embarrassed.
I think personally that would have been a criticism from the Observer to the referees team on that incident, because it then led to the major decision at the other end.
And like I say, I just can't get my head around these people behind the goal.
But when you consider that here we are reviewing any number of games in a major competition, and we can only find a corner that should have been awarded and wasn't, and it's such tiny little things we can even find.
But you can understand if it's a faint deflection, but that was a massive deflection.
I'd like to hear a live commentary of the officials. with the guys at the side of the goal. Because whether they're giving him information and he's ignoring it or whatever, I don't know. I'd like to see that.
It'd be fascinating.
Because I think there's value there.
Yeah.
But we just don't see it.
They do it because when there is a problem, when there's a penalty incident that's
When
missed,
there's a problem, the referee says, "What did you see?" And he says, "Sorry, I was looking the other way."
What they do, they record it, and UEFA, the cleaner, listens back to the conversations. That
I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that room. I must admit.
Okay, let's go on to Lionel Messi, one of the world's great players, if not the greatest. It's always a toss-up between him and Ronaldo. And he played in the Copa America final, and for the third year running, his Argentina lost in the final. It was 0-0 with Chile. Went to a penalty shootout. Messi missed. Can you believe from the spot? And Chile retained the trophy, following which he was so disappointed that he says he's quit international football at the age of 29. Let's hope not. But the big talking point we've got here, after his 55 goals in 112 appearances, which is an incredible record for his country, even tops probably yours, David, in your career.
Only by all of his goals, yeah.
He's still got the record for the fastest shot. I always have to be careful how I say that. But
Fastest shot, yeah.
Over 100 miles an hour.
It was 114 mile an hour, but let's leave it at that because I hit the crossbar.
The crossbar broke. Was Messi, okay, get this, Messi was cautioned for diving. And no, we've seen, we can't actually show it here, but we've seen the incident, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, listen, first of all, I mean, we need Messi. We want to see Messi on the international stage, and I think 29 is a too young age to retire. And let's just hope he has a. I think because they've lost the final, I think he's sort of feeling a bit down and just said something. Let's just hope he changes his mind.
They've lost. He's missed the penalty.
Yeah,
he
and
feels
he's been
down on his luck, and probably just a rash statement.
And like you say, he's been cautioned for simulation. Now, I've been watching Messi for years. I've never seen him deceive or simulate a referee.
No.
And I've seen the incident, and it's a clear caution and a free kick to Argentina. And I've been watching the highlights, and I've got to say, I think when the referee looks back on his performance on the day, I think he will find he'll be disappointed with his performance on some other
referee probably
events.
thinks that if you get a swinging kick to the thigh, that doesn't trip you up. I mean, because that's what it was.
Kung fu,
you know, he's kicked him on the thigh. It's not a clip on the ankle.
No, it was reminiscent of one or two we saw in the season domestically, wasn't it? Right. Particularly involving one player in the championship.
Mr. Forestieri.
It was very reminiscent.
Very reminiscent.
He's in his blue. You can see that he's in his blue today.
But yeah, I mean, it's not the news that we want to hear about the international scenario. No. But when the referee looks back at that, he's got to say, hang on a minute, I got that totally wrong.
But not only that, there was a couple of red cards in the one, a Chilean player sent off for 2 yellows. The second yellow, I mean, the player can't get out of the way. And the challenge he sent the Argentine defender off for, it wasn't a red card.
I think for a dangerous challenge.
I just think he wasn't strong enough, and he let players get into his head, you know.
This was Heber Lopez was the referee, who stood out
that's right,
for his gleaming bald head. And but
as I said, I think he'll be disappointed when he looks back over the 90 minutes of his decision making.
But generally, it's a good time for referees, and in football, it's not always the greatest players who make the greatest managers. But in his time, Pierluigi Collina was almost by universal consent the undoubtedly top referee, and he's now become an absolute top coach and manager as well.
Yeah.
He knows his referees. He knows, as you would say, he knows his players. He knows what referee needs arm round, what referee needs a good talking to. Because referees, like players, they need loving. They need an arm round them now and again. Something like say he most probably needs a kick up the backside, not an arm round him, but you know, and he knows his men, and it's about clear leadership and direction. That's what it is. That's clear. He's showing clear leadership, clear direction. And nobody's talking about the referees.
Apart from us. But we're the only ones talking about
nobody's actually going to him and saying, that's wrong.
No.
He's ruling the game.
Absolutely.
And because of the quality that he was as a referee, that he's taken into that, people respect that. So, to be fair, when he says jump, people jump. And that's how he's always done it. And he comes out and he says it the way he means it. And like I said, he gets the respect of everyone around, watching the game, in the game. Ask any manager, ask any player that's played with him. The respect's immense.
And you can see the likes of the top referee like Mark Clattenburg, who needs a bit of loving.
But you can only learn
No,
For Kalina.
and that's what Cleaner's giving Clatts, because I know Cleaner rates him very, very highly.
Yeah.
He gets that loving from him. Is he getting that loving from the PGML and the FA? No, he's not.
Okay, right. We conclude for this week, and thanks to the guys for their expert take on all things refereeing around the world. Thank you for your company, and we'll see you for another ref show next week. See you then. Bye.